Properties. Test, test. How's that? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Damn, look at all you people in here. How you guys doing, man? Dude, we had a good day, man. Not a huge day for me gains-wise, but some great calls. On the long side, I've really just been playing smaller size. But after, today and some things that we've been seeing in the market, it might be time to size up a little bit. Um, you guys, Mike is good? Mike is good? All right. It's good to see you guys green. I was up over a little 4 figs in the small account on TZ. I gave a little bit back here on IHT. As you can see, it didn't really do what I thought it was going to do. It's actually continuing to squeeze. Depending on what this does, you might actually see me. Oh, okay, I see. We got some socials on it. We got some socials on it. That makes sense. I mean, it was moving. It was moving good. Makes sense why it held up now. Stopped out of that for an L. Man, I hope you guys had a good day, man. We had some really great plays. Arnaz, what a beautiful play, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play. Last week I told you guys we were going to talk a little more about entries, and I feel like entries are a little bit more important than exits. That's a personal opinion of mine. The fuck. But we'll talk a little bit about the entries. I got a couple examples. I think I even saved a notepad in here somewhere from some plays that we had like last few days. So that's kind of what I want to go over with you guys today. I mean, guys, it doesn't get much better than this. First entries here. 403 is where I got my ads. Let me see if I can't pull this up. I posted it on Twitter so that you guys could see. I got in here, scaled some, added more on the core, and I was all out here. And man, these ads right here were primo. Yeah, it was the flush, but we saw how it acted on the previous flush when I called its bluff, right? And we had just this amazing level here off of the top of the ascending triangle earlier, and that's pretty much what I was going off of. I really didn't want to see VWAP, even though it still would have been okay. And man, we just rode that bitch up. We didn't get new highs. We did get flushed out, but we were able to take some profits up here at highs, and I even added to the position and ended up just cutting some on that first little bit mini flush and cutting the rest like 20 cents above the entry. So good trade. Man, I got 200 people in here. How y'all doing, man? How are you guys doing? I think that's probably everybody that's coming in here. So real quick, at the end of these, I usually answer a lot of questions. If you guys don't want to stay for the questions because you don't have any questions, that's fine. And for any of you that can't stay for the whole, like this whole deal, it will be recorded. So no worries there, right? How the fuck do I turn this off? Airplane mode? Priority only. There we go. So, guys, I ask a lot of people, like what do they have the most trouble with? And I think probably 8 times out of 10, it's a lot of people that are struggling with entries, right? You have a lot of people that just they're not really buying on good levels. They are just having a hard time, right? Or they'll see the entry and then they just won't take it. And so we're gonna talk a little bit about just different spots that you can add depending on what kind of trader you are, whether you're a position trader, a scalper. We might go over some short plays. We've had a lot of patterns working on the short side too. Obviously, I'm going to use Arnaz as an example because it was just such a great play today. We nailed it twice. We nailed it short actually from I didn't catch highs, but I joined trend around here. And it gave really good levels and it respected these levels very well. Yes, we did have some knife action, but we've been seeing this kind of trappy action for a long time now, so it wasn't anything really new. And this is a big reason of why I'm just like, especially in this market, is I'm just buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, but buy the right dip. And what I mean by buy the dip is I don't buy breakouts. And if you're buying a breakout, you need to be ready to scale very quickly, right? Like if you're buying a high day break, which I completely wouldn't advise. Personally, there are people that make it happen. I see many doing really good on breakout trades, and other people out there. Me personally, that's just not my style. I don't Not looking for 5-cent scalps. I really want to add the right dips and have some kind of conviction that it can make it up to highs or something like that. So on RNAS here, this is RNAS, right? And in the beginning of the day, this is kind of what it looked like. And when we got this knife right here, everybody's like, ah, shit, whatever. And I don't know if you guys remember, but in voice, I called the bluff. And I was like, man, I was like, this is the start of some trapping. That's what I think. I think they're beginning to trap some people. It was perfect if you think about it, because when you get a flush like this, and then if it kind of comes back under VWAP again, people were probably thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna short this. It kind of came up on this pre-market level. I think Fappy added here. I actually added around here, and I just didn't end up holding the ads. Um, and it started coming back up. Once it recovered this whole dip here, that's when I had a lot of confidence that okay, this most likely is trapping, right? And so I was kind of like, all right, I don't want to buy up here because I'm sure that it'll flush again and give us another entry. And so, in the beginning, we don't see all this. We don't see this until we get this kind of second point here. But once we did have this second pivot here, I don't wait for a third time for it to tap. I mean, once I get the second one, I go ahead and I start drawing my lines, my trend lines, that could be forming. And it as we progress throughout the day, if it changes and we start getting more key levels, I'll adjust as accordingly. You know what I mean? So as soon as we got this here, I had my trend line drawn. I had my bottom trend line drawn. I'm ready. I was like, okay, I know we have a bottom trend line here, right? And as soon as we got this top pivot, I drew my level there for the top of the ascending triangle, right? And that is pretty much why I went for this entry right here. You didn't see me entering up here. You didn't see me entering in here, right? I wanted the perfect dip. You'll see me miss some plays, man, but I'm really picky with my entries because I like to get just that lowest risk possible, and that is why I advise people to buy dips. And there's some, there's some side, there's a lot involved with it too, because, let's say you're buying this breakout right here, right? And then it dumps. What are you gonna do? You're probably gonna fucking cut the play, right? Whereas if I buy a dip, right, and then we start coming up to a breakout, if I wanted to, now I can add into the breakout because then my average will still be around here. I'll still be looking good in a good area, and you have a little more leverage on your play, right? But since I was down here so low, right, and we already knew that it was going to have a little more trap action, whenever it did fake out here, I was still green on the trade, right? And I had the confidence that it was actually going to, continue on and break through this level. And sure enough, we did get that move. So there was, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about this particular thing. But the most ideal play right here, I mean, we don't get these kind of plays every day. So there's a bunch of other things that I did save in a notepad that we're also going to go over, right? So ideal entry right here. I mean, there are some other ideals. We got another tap here, right? A little higher low. It's nice to see the higher low. And I think, in my opinion, those are very ideal entries, right? So after we're riding this thing up, you could see some people maybe adding these dips if they didn't get in. But to be honest, those were the most ideal entries. We're right on trend line. We have VWAP right underneath. I mean, there's a lot of support underneath us for us to feel pretty comfortable to go ahead and get in for a high day push. 403, high day was 440, so we're risking what, 10 cents for 40 cents? I don't know about you guys. That sounds pretty good to me. What's up, ESQ? I see you in chat. How you doing? So, I tell people it's really important that you are buying on actual levels and buying on actual, important levels, right? Because, later on in the day, after we broke out of this ascending triangle, I got short somewhere in here. I targeted 450. We got 450s. I ended up getting out a little too soon. I re-shorted here. And then covered pretty early. I think I covered somewhere in here, and then we looked to get long. But when we were up in this area, right, I was already talking about having the idea to get long at 440s. Well, why did I have the idea to get long at 440s? Well, 440s was this area here that we had trouble breaking before, this flat top of this ascending triangle. This is a very significant area, right? And not only is it a significant area, but it's an area that we have not tested yet. So if we come down here from this area, or we ended up making it down here and here, it's an area that hasn't been tested yet, and we had a lot of soaking on the offers going on up here, right? We saw some big asks, we saw some of this action, right? So my guess is that there's going to be a lot of people in here either looking to break even on whatever shitty trade they had, or just some people with the same thought process that I have that are going to be looking to get long here, right? Sure enough, we ended up basing here. We got long in this area, and we wrote it up over $5, right? But that's why this area is significant, you know. Had we tapped this level a couple times, I wouldn't think it was as significant because we probably would have soaked a lot of orders there already, right? And then on the flip side, you know, when we get in these plays, we're like, okay, well, where are we targeting? Like, where are we going to exit? You know what I mean? And very clearly, obviously, when we're getting in on this, first target is going to be the break of high day, which is in this area, right? Right here. And then pretty much just scaling out along the way. That's kind of why I like these that reclaim in the backside, or like even if something that had a higher pre-market is just because you have a little bit higher of a target. This daily had a lot of room, so I knew it had potential to go pretty high. We had the 200 EMA at like 430s, so we definitely had some things to aim for as far as stuff like that. 200 EMA is a really good target to go for as far as a target to scale into, along with high day and stuff like that, because you see a lot of shorts that will go for this short off of the 200 EMA and especially the 200 SMA, right? So after some things developed here and we come in on this backside, well, now we have another very important level between 285 and 288, right? Which is kind of where we just had a lot of price action trade in here. We got above it once, right? And it kind of came down. But we see it's very significant. We tap here, we come in here, we tap here, we tap here again. We come above. It looked like it wanted to support it here, right? I mentioned a long idea here. I didn't take it. Some of you guys took it and had a good scalp. Good for you guys. But we fell back. We fell back under it, and you can see it tried to come back up. It rejected. It rejected here again. This is where I got short again, because I could tell it was a significant area. So when we get long down here off of this top of this ascending triangle, what is going to be a level that we're going to have in our head that, okay, hey, we need to break through this level other than high of day? Well, it's going to be this area, right? We have a lot of resistance here. We looked like we showed some support. This is a significant area that we're going to have to break through. And sure enough, we kind of grinded up towards it. And when we did break through, I mean, fuck, we broke through, right? Then we turned around, and unfortunately, we did get knifed. But from ads down here in the 440s, I mean, we had a really, really good play, right? Along the way, you'll also see me, like I dragged my trend line out, right? Like I like to see if it'll respect areas like this still. It really didn't, it kind of just chopped around. It really didn't respect it like it could have, you know what I mean? But as we start moving on the day, you'll always see me adjusting my trend lines and seeing where things will respect different areas. Someone said, how do you pick what stock to trade on any given day? Me personally, I go for something that has volume. I mean, even at this point in the day, I think that RNAS had like 100 million volume or something like that. I like to see something generally that has some kind of catalyst, but a lot of the names we've been trading lately haven't even been on the gappers list. So as long as it has volume and range and gives some kind of really, really good entry, I'm willing to trade it. RNAS gave us some of the best entries that I have seen on a stock in a very, very long time, in my personal opinion, but I have been spending a lot of time on the short side of things, right? Um, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a very clean ascending triangle, to be honest with you. Of this size, we get a lot of minis, you know what I mean? But of this size, it's been quite some time, right? So this was a very good trade to where you could get in and feel comfortable and let the play work. If you're somebody that doesn't really like to hold these trades for a longer amount of time, because to be honest with you, I'm not that really kind of person either. There's a lot of other things that you can do. Like you have these little scalps in between where had a really good strong leg up here on volume, right? When you have a really good strong leg up on volume, I would like to see the pullback coming back down on low volume, and usually these end up around the 8 EMA on the 1 minute, around 3 or 4 candles, and you can get in and risk that 1 or 2 cents for a nice pushback, like continued momentum, right? Really easy scalp strategy, and it works on the 5 minute as well. Whenever you get a little more extended, you can look for that 5 minute setup, and it looks just like this right here. I mean, just like this. I zoomed in way too close. Just like this little flag here. But in my opinion, guys, the big account builders are definitely going to be these plays, right? I mean, we had 1, 2, so we had our trend line attack, and then we got 3, respects to the 4th time. You could have added more size here. I personally wouldn't have added the size after the flush. I would have just kept my average in here, right? I wanted to see. But great opportunity here. I saw a lot of you guys made money on this, dude. That shit makes me happy. We had a lot of stuff happen today, dude. Zen hit, I don't know if he wants me to put it out there, but Zen hit a big milestone today. Everybody in chat knows. That's from the Discord. Zen hit a milli today in the account. That's awesome. Congratulations, bro. Um, Bull Shark is about to buy his first property, man. Like, congratulations, dude. This shit is awesome. Seeing that you guys are making gains, seeing that you guys are learning, that's what I want to see. Like that's why I show up to voice every single day. I don't gotta show up to voice, bro. I like showing up to voice. I'm there because I want to be there. You know what I mean? In a good way. I appreciate you doing this shit for sure, man. It's all love, man. We did have a couple other examples. My chart is got all these drawings on it. On my actual charts where I'm like, you can see my entries and stuff, those charts are very clean, right? There's not much on it, just view up. But I do use Thinkorswim from like my actual charting, and I like to have these levels so that I can just quickly look and see which levels are important to me at any given time, right? So, 452, 450 psych level, very important. You can see it was being respected multiple times. These levels where you see are being respected, those are the levels that are important. Okay, when you see, let's say you get big price action and like in an area, that this instantly levels significant, right? You could have drawn a line, right? So what I do is I just middle click, and then I have this, and I can just double click and have a line. You could have had a line here before you even had your second pivot, because that was obviously a significant level, right? It was our high day at the time. It was a big dump. That's a level of significance, right? Those levels where you see big price action, those levels that you see getting respected multiple times, very important levels. These levels that you see on the daily, very important levels. You see I have some levels marked. I actually even went back in the 4 hour on this and came back over here to see what these levels were over here. But this is another reason why the 4 hour is really important, because if you look at the daily, you're not going to see this 871. Does RNAS continue and we actually get to see that? I don't know. But if you just come over here and look at the daily, you don't even have that level, right? So I like these. For me, I like the pivots. I like the levels that are being respected a lot. I do like the actual trend lines. Like, I don't sit there and draw a million trend lines, but I keep the ones that look significant to me. And lately those trend lines have actually been respected a lot on the downside versus the upside. But in this case scenario, Arnaz, respected levels very well. When you're a part-time trader with a 9 to 5 job, how did you adjust your trading? I'm not confident to be a full-time trader. To be honest with you, even when I was working full-time, I was trading like pretty much full-time. But I was working the day shift. So basically, I was just a cave troll. I spent no time with friends or family. I didn't play any games, watch any TV. I didn't do anything but work and trade. So it's hard, man. Um, and even if you have to be a part-time trader and it's still tough, and you just uh dude, you just have to fucking do it. Like, it's not, it sucks, man. I know. Believe me, I know. It fucking sucks, but this shit can change your life, and you just have to keep that in your head, and you have to keep yourself motivated. It can be kind of cheesy. I don't know how many of you actually watch like motivating videos and shit like that. But if you don't, I have a playlist of motivating videos that'll get you fucking motivated. And look at me. And I'm watching people talk to motivate me. It's very important to stay motivated, man. Um, Anyway, moving on. I had some notes here. We had MRM on fails. MRM. Okay, so sadly, there were no shares to locate for me on MRM. I really am upset about it because there were a couple good entries here um, that I just didn't get to play. I mean, and this was one of the names in the pre-market that I was like, damn, I really want to play this, right? This is a short side play. I know a lot of you guys don't play short and you would prefer to be long. But for me, on the push out of open, once I saw these fails, obviously 1845, significant level. Not only is it the orb, but that is your high of day now. And I mean, it had a pretty significant flush, right? So on something like this, I see the flush happening, and I would have got short probably around here as it was falling against high of day. That would be my risk. You know what I mean? Um, and I really would just start aiming for VWAP. I'd probably scale some on VWAP and look to scale in and out around my core on these like kind of pushes back up as long as they continue to fail through. This is a really important part that I feel like I kind of skipped over, guys. When you get in a trade on these great entries, right? A lot of my entries, man, the risk is so damn small. Like, so you might see me stop out very quickly, but in my opinion, that's fucking fine. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get in up top and have my stop all the way down at VWAP. That's just not how I roll. Like, I'd rather get in low, have my stop right fucking there. So, not to, you know, just want to make sure you guys like get this on RNAS. When we got in right here, my stop was, I mean, right fucking below it. I mean, my stop was almost not there. And I told people to risk VWAP just to give it a little room because we saw it like to dip below important levels a little bit. Like it faked me out here. Well, I wasn't getting faked out again here, so my stop was in VWAP, right? In this area here, same idea. Stop below VWAP. You know, you can have a little bit less risk if you would like to because this is the key levels, right? But you can see it peaked a little bit below that, and so if you don't have a little bit of room on your stop, you will probably get stopped out. Is risk like 10 cent, is that good? Dude, the risk is going to be different on every trade, man. It just depends on the setup, right? So, like, you know, I got in such a good spot here at 403, so right here, that my risk really wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Couple cents risk if I'm risking trend line, and you know, like 10 cent risk or so if I'm risking VWAP. But if I missed this dip and I was like, well, okay, I'm not gonna add full size, but I'm gonna add 3/4 or half my size, right? And I add in up here, well then I have a little bit more risk, you know? The key is to use real levels. Use real levels when you're taking entries. Use little levels when you have a risk. You know, you can't just fucking like if you get in here, you're not gonna put your risk way the fuck down here. It just doesn't make sense. All right, don't do that. Use a real level. This is the level we're playing off of. That's your risk. Okay. That hey, 100 million is rating with a party of 33. What is up, gang? We're talking about entries and exits today. We went over RNAS today, guys. We played RNAS here, and we played it here as well for some really good runs. I'm kind of going over a couple examples because I want people to understand a little bit better. I feel like a lot of people struggle with entries and exits, and we're kind of going over why we buy dips, buying on real levels. You're going to hear me say that so many times, but I just want to reiterate how important it is to buy off of real levels, you know, unless you're scalping, which there are other techniques which we can talk about too, which like this, you know, 1 minute flag here that we talked about, and there's some other ones in here as well that you could have definitely played off of, right? What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are green, man. This is a pretty lit day. A lot of good things happened today, man. QS, nice trend line, go over entries. The neuro fails. Alright guys, another very good setup here on Neuro. This is a short side play. A lot of people in the pre-market played this long. It was a great play for all these people that got in this area. I saw, I think Minnie and a couple other people got in 1420s, 1430s. Got a nice spike at open. Right at open we get some fails. There's definitely some weakness, right? It's coming up under here, rejecting VWAP a bit, comes back over VWAP, rejects. As soon as we got this reject, what are we doing? We're drawing our trend line, right? We got 2 points here, so we draw our fucking trend line, right? And you know, you definitely could have to be honest, I probably would have got short on the first fails here, just risking against high day like we just spoke about. My TZ was down, I couldn't locate shares, so I didn't get to short it. I just let it go. It was no big deal. But the very clear setups here is definitely going to be, by the way, VWAP is a real level. Okay, VWAP is a level that people respect, is very respected. That's why you see a lot of traders that don't have EMAs on their charts, they still have VWAP on their charts because VWAP is equally important as any level, right? Like most first dips to VWAP get bought. If anybody's fading a play and it hits VWAP, they're going to most likely reshort at VWAP. Very important level. And so, you know, we came up, we come down here, we like basically have this weird flag slash reject on VWAP. That would have been a pretty good area to think about getting short, right? You also have an upper trend line now. So where's your risk going to be? My risk would be on the upper trend line. I wouldn't want to see it get above VWAP. I would probably take half my size here, then maybe size back in on this like bear flag we had here. Probably take half risk, right? Add here, but the risk would be here. And if we came back up to this area, probably ideally over here, I'd look to add more into the short, right? But we have this beautiful, beautiful pattern that it breaks down out of and continues on, right? And so if I get in here at VWAP and I'm risking this trend line, right? Let's say I scale a little bit, I re-add around the core. Now my average is about right here, which they never came back up to. You could add on the pop again because you're so confident that this pattern is going to break down, which you wouldn't have really seen the bottom trend line until we got this tap. As soon as you get those 2 points, draw the fucking trend line. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. You need to see it. But since the average is up here and you're expecting a fade anyway, once you get this trend line, obviously we want to see this trend line break, right? And you can just start scaling out along the way, man. This is one of those plays that literally died all fucking day, right? So any kind of consolidation on these plays, I usually like this right here, this little area consolidation. I would add a couple shares on the mini spikes against the 200, like against this 20 EMA, and just scale as it dies, man, and rinse repeat on these, right? But the main setup here was definitely this nice pennant looking thing, this nice, you know, wedge, whatever you want to call it. The importance is how it works, right? And knowing how to actually chart it. This break was beautiful. Even if you didn't get the VWAP reject here, or the pop here, I mean, dude, you literally could have bought here and just, you know, had in your mind, okay, I want to see this break down. I know I said I don't play breakouts. In a hot market, I might, but like I keep it quick, right? So if I don't see the fails immediately and I'm getting in here, then I'm not hanging around. Like I don't want to see this come down and then come back up. That's not what I want to see. If that happens, I'm fucking outro. You know what I mean? But ideal entry is definitely off this real level, which is VWAP, right? And of course, you know, I had some levels charted out on the daily where it was like, all right, we have psych level of 15. We have, you know, some levels here, and then we had this level here at 19 if it really wanted to get crazy. But um, you know, your daily levels are going to be some of your most important levels. It's very important that you guys get on these fucking levels, man. Draw these lines. You can go in here on Thinkorswim. You can right click these. You can go to edit properties. You can adjust these however you want. Save as a default. And so that way you can just middle click and just really quickly draw any fucking level you want very quickly, right? Digging the nightclub hat with my stock traders anonymous or real ones merch would look dope. Yeah, I got this hat in Miami, man. I don't know. It's comfy, so I've been wearing it. Right? So I've been wearing it. Perf.be consistent. What are you guys talking about in chat, man? I am confused. I've been struggling to get. Hey, man, it's lit over here in real ones. You know, we got a lot of people up in here. A lot of people want to learn. I think it does probably help that we called some fucking bangers today. So a lot of people were probably wanting to talk about that, right? Uh, so I think you guys are probably seeing a trend in what I'm talking about, right? Uh, you know, a lot of, honestly, for the past month, a lot of these patterns that we've seen, like on RNAS, have been like this, where we're seeing it on the backside of a move. And that's why I've been on the short side so much, is because I like when shit works. I don't like to fight all this fucking trappy action and stuff like that. I want stuff to work, right? And so that's why RNAS was such a big deal today, because it was a beautiful pattern that worked. I mean, it was. I hope, I hope we get more plays like this going into tomorrow, and you know the times to come, etc. Because this was such a beautiful play, man. I mean, it doesn't get very much it doesn't get much better than that. Aider today, bear flag plus VWAP reject. I had this written down. Where was the bear flag that I played on this? Was it here? Was it on our 5-minute? Not the most beautiful example, to be quite honest with you guys. NWC exhaust move potential CRV is same. Meter trend line break fails. So like even on Ader yesterday, man, like when I see something like this, I immediately go through. On every pivot, every significant level, I'd be drawing, right? And so, when we broke above this level here, even 15, 17, and we have a very, very strong move up. This is important, guys, right? If we have some whack ass move, right? I'm not really that interested. It's when we get this big ass volume. I mean, look at this day, right? We get this big ass volume push up. We had a nice 1 minute flag here on low volume that broke to the upside, right? It's this. When we start seeing this uptrend form, when we start getting this big volume and we're breaking over pivots, that's when I'm getting interested, right? That's when I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna look for a dip. You know what I mean? We break over this with nice good volume. We have a healthy pullback. It comes up. It doesn't necessarily want to keep going yet, but we have this very nice level here, like 15, 17, 15, 20 area off these two pivots here, where it didn't come all the way down, but it definitely came down to it. And as soon as you seen this area here was holding, would have been great ads for this just amazing push up in after hours. I didn't personally play this because I just didn't see it at the time, but very, very, very great play. You see, especially in a hot market, you guys are going to start seeing a lot of these patterns where you get this. Pay attention to your volume. It's very important. You get this very strong move up on volume, and then you just get this real nice, calm, low volume pullback. Once it starts getting close to this 8, right? Typically, it's like 3 or 4 candles, and it's coming down like 40%, like into this big like leg it just had. That's where I'd be like adding for a scalp. You know what I mean? And generally on these, depending on why it's moving, I'll just play the first pop. I'll just kind of do that on the first and second pullback and then wait for like a 5 minute setup. But on this play, we not only did we get the 1 minute flag, but we had some real levels to go off of where it pulled back to get long. You see what I'm saying? Price structure is important. For sure. I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to say there. Use a different broker. TD is horrible to short. I don't use TD to short. I'm over here on Centerpoint and Trade Zero. I started 2 small accounts and I just been kind of growing those. I use TOS to chart just because it's still one of the best charting like services in my opinion. You know what I mean? And I just see things differently whenever I see it on TOS versus some charts on, like TZ. They're not as clean. Like it looks pretty good. It's just not the cleanest chart, right? I mean, I don't know. Like me not being able to have volume average is a big deal to me because I like being able to glance down and see those nice low volume pullbacks. You want a clean chart. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with having a clean chart, and that is why a majority of my charts that I'm actually executing trades on, they look like this. There's not a lot on them, right? On my TOS charts where I'm charting out levels and stuff like this on my main screen, um, you know, that's where all the work is. But I have 5 monitors here, so I have a TV here and a couple other monitors. This monitor here that chat is on right now is where I have all my execution windows, and I keep those completely clean. The only thing that is on these windows is fucking VWAP, right? So you can see the only thing that's on these windows is VWAP. I don't put no other bullshit on them because I like the chart to be clean. If there's something that I'm not seeing on my main chart because there's too much junk in the way, I'm going to see it on my chart that doesn't have a bunch of junk in the way. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, honestly, guys, Arnaz was the probably hands down best example today. I know a lot of people nailed life. Um, from down here, somebody called it off of what I think was like a 1 hour setup or something like that. Um, right in here. And they played this little break, which ended up looking like it faked out, but nice play there for them. You know what I mean? Nice play there for them. Man, I haven't really caught up with chat. Is there any questions in here while we're going that I might have missed? I see some people in here trying to give their own education. That's cool and all, but trying to go through some questions here. Maybe a dumb question. I'm on margin on TOS above PDT, but every stock's hard to borrow, so I'm able to short. Guys, you're not going to be able to really short on TOS, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not the stuff that we're trading, okay? If personally, I'm just going through the short stuff real quick, like kind of just skimming through it because I know there are a lot, like, there's got to be at least 10 of you in here that are playing short setups. You know what I mean? Um, I know a majority of you aren't. A majority of you are playing long, so that's kind of why I'm just jumping through it super quick, not paying too much attention to it. But guys, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to short a whole lot onto it, like at all. They have a hard to borrow program, but it's not really that great. That's why that's actually not why I started my TZ account. We've talked about this, but once I was over on Trade Zero, I was like, holy shit, I can short stuff. What is short is evil. And then whenever I got real into the shorting, I opened up my Centerpoint account because I wanted to have the multiple options as far as getting locates and getting them cheaper and stuff like that. When you eat, I do the alphabet, Bofo. Can you assign hotkeys to mouse buttons on TOS? No, TOS's hotkeys are pretty lame. Dude, I'm telling you guys, the only thing I use TOS for now is I just have like money sitting in it that I don't trade with, and I have my charts on it, right? So all the money I made in Q1, Q2, I just kind of leave it in here, and if I see like a decent swing setup, I might take it every once in a while. But what do you do for a living? I trade for a living. I'm a full-time trader. Do you select show your trades to automatically show your entries and exits? I do. Yes, I do on Centerpoint and on Trade Zero. On Centerpoint and Trade Zero. Can you go through IHT? I had 377 that hasn't sold around 4 in hindsight. This was way too soon, but would you have seen to hold the move? Sorry for repost. Okay, so oh yeah, let's get into this. IHT, what a crazy move in the after hours, to be honest. I really didn't expect this. I think the first move we got was RHE, where RHE started spiking. There was some kind of news about travel bans or something like that, I believe. I didn't really read it because I was, slapping sympathies. Um, but on something like this, where the first thing to move, I'm pretty sure was RHE, and it started going. As soon as I seen RHE going, and it kind of held up and started perking back up. The first thing I did was I went for SSY, right? So we got an SSY right here, and we got a nice 20-cent move out of it. But generally in this market that we've been seeing, a lot of these are kind of just like pops and drops. It's 30K for Centerpoint. They're just pops and drops. So, I really wasn't looking to hold any of these very long. Um, and to be honest, if you got in IHT and you scaled out really quick, I don't fucking blame you because a lot of these haven't been holding up. Like, we even saw Mosey and Let's today, which got weak cats, pops and drops. We saw T-Cat, same thing, nice pop and fucking drop. Um, we saw a lot of things just kind of pop and then fade. EIQ held up okay. Um, why SSY instead of IHT? In the past, SSY has been more reactive with RHE. IHT got picked up, and started running with RHE a little later. Originally, it was RHE, SSY, and AMS. And somewhere, whenever people were hopping on the AHT train and stuff like that, and all the REITs, that's when IHT really started running with RHE. And to be honest with you, SSY was just the first name that came to mind. IHT obviously was one of the better plays. It halted up, right? I think Santa caught IHT and it ran in after hours. It had a lot of people on it in the after hours, but man, I wouldn't feel too bad. A lot of these have just been popping and dropping, and when you're getting in on these plays, like if RHE was the one that sparked the move and was the first one moving, the first one to halt up, when I see RHE kind of start dumping like this, I'm not gonna sit in one of these sympathy plays. I'm cutting them. You know what I mean? So that's what's up with these. I mean, I would say the same thing for IHT even. If I was an IHT and I was stuck in that halt and I seen that IHT was like kind of coming down, I would have cut way in here. A bunch of people hopped on IHT and they had a great move, but I'm doing this stream, so obviously I wasn't trading it. Is Center Point or Trade Zero better for hotkeys? They both have the same ability to make great hotkeys. How much do you use Nathan's rooms? Is it worth it? I use it just like I use everything else. I use social media, Discords, all of that as like scanners. There's a bunch of people that post news in different rooms. It's very helpful. I like to be a part of that. I like to see news when it comes out. I have my own news shit. I like to see everything. I like to be everywhere and know what all is going on everywhere. I was with IBKR in the very, very beginning. I did not like IBKR. What is short short? What is right? Can you look at auction? I'm not gonna just go through and look at random charts, guys. I'm sorry. Does anybody have any questions pertaining to entries and exits? Anything regarding like revolving around this RNAS trade that we had? We had two amazing trades on this. Anything pertaining to the subject matter, right? I'm actually opening an account with Cobra this weekend. Any active stock discords you recommend joining? All of them are pretty known already. Real Ones is probably, in my opinion, the best right now. Sorry, everybody else. I know there's a lot of homies in here and other discords, but bro, nobody's doing what we're doing for people right now. I'm in voice chat every fucking day, every day. I mean, my son's fighting cancer. I'm in the hospital. I'm still in Discord, calling plays for you guys, teaching you guys as we go, giving you guys the thought process behind these moves whenever they're happening in real time, trying to help you guys, giving you real fucking information. So yes, there's a lot of great Discords out there, but I have 500 people in voice at any given time. I'm not pumping stocks. We're playing shit that has volume. If I'm playing something that's super sketch, I don't even talk about it. I just do it quietly, and I only talk about these real fucking setups, right? And I do it every day. I'm in here every day. Mikey's in pre-market, catching bangers in the pre-market. Like, we're here to genuinely help people. We do it for free, right? There's literally people that sit in my voice chat that have paid rooms that probably take some ideas and give it to their paid room. So I promise you, this shit's the real fucking deal. There are people that make more money than me right now. There are people that have been trading for a lot longer than me. I'm not claiming I'm like the best, but man, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've been consistent for a very long time. Um, and I just want to help you guys get there, right? It's like, dude, some of you and like might already be better than me, but a lot of you might become better than me, might become better traders than me. That's cool, man. I want you guys to get to that next level. I want you guys to make it. And that's quite honestly why I'm doing this. Like, I'm not doing this for shit. Like, I don't need fucking donations. I don't need subs. I don't care about Twitch, right? Like, I'm trying to help the people that want to be helped. Out of the 255 people here, there's maybe 75 people that are sitting here genuinely listening. And, there's a lot of people here supporting, and I really appreciate you guys for being here. And I'm not trying to sound like a dick, right? I really do want to help the people learn because, dude, when I was first starting out, nobody wanted to help me. So it was like, up until a certain point, and then I met some really great people. So, how do you determine position size per trade? The position size per trade for me depends on a lot of things. It kind of depends on where is that. I talked about this a little bit earlier, whereas like I entered in here off this trend line. Risk was nice and real tight. I would feel a lot more inclined to take more size here because the risk is so tight. I'm right there on my risk level. I would look to take a lot more size, right? If I would have missed it a little bit and had to enter a little bit up here, I'd size down a little bit, because the risk is a little farther. Because just because I get in here, I mean, the risk doesn't change. The risk should be this clear level here at trendline or on VWAP, right? That should be your risk. So if I miss the perfect entry, I might size down a little bit. Also, it depends on the range of the stock, right? And what I mean by that is like, if you have a $1 stock, that stock's probably not moving 30 cents at a time. If I have a stock that's $8, $9, it might be moving a lot more, and I'm gonna adjust my risk based on that as well. Like I'm not gonna take 10,000 shares of a stock that's moving 50 cents a fucking candle. It's just I'm not gonna. I'm not in my small accounts. I'm not gonna do that right now. It just wouldn't make any sense. But on something that's like $1, I might do that. It makes a lot more sense if we're trying to keep our risk the same across all trades, right? And it kind of just comes with experience, looking and being able to like visually see range and like calculate. Okay, if I get in here, this is my risk. So this is how much I can size in, and if it's moving this much, it's etc. Can you tell us when and why you shorted RNAS? Yeah, let me pull it up. It wasn't the most beautiful trade, I'm not gonna lie, but I made money on it. I pretty much trend joined RNAS. And I was really just aiming for 450s, I think is what my target was on this, which we got, right? And so this was my trade on RNAS. Very short and sweet. We got short in this area, scaled some here, we added more here. Got some scales here, sadly didn't get a lot off. And whenever we got in short here, we scaled out a little too quick, right? But just quick, short and sweet. Nailed it, and then got back in long. Overall, the bias on this play was long, so I didn't really care to do a whole lot on the short side of it, right? Was your dip call on RNAS to the 444 when it leveled based on the volume? No, the dip call for 440s, I mean, I was calling 440s dip from here. It was literally just, I wanted to see actually, by the way, guys, I want a Chick-fil-A fucking sandwich from that call. Thank you, Herb. I just want to say that real quick. I won that Chick-fil-A sandwich. Alright, got that shit. But I was calling it off the top of this ascending triangle. I did, man. I fucking got that shit. Look, I don't think I can show you guys. I got me a chick fucking fillet sandwich. Look at that. Redeem now. Chick-fil-A, baby. Here the, yeah, I mean, I heard, you know, Herb makes some really great calls too, and it's funny because sometimes him and I will have like friendly competitions as far as like where something will happen, or sometimes I'm short and sometimes he's long, you know, and we're like best friends, so you know that goes to show, you know, there's a lot of people that think I like, am, you know, attacking plays and shit. Dude, I fucking short my homies plays, alright? If I see it and I see the edge in my eyes, I'm gonna go with what I see. I'm not gonna go with what other people see, okay? How do you get those arrows for the buys and sells? The automatic that so that is on center point and trade zero, and that's just like something that is in the settings, right? So I think it's under like chart settings or something like that, and you'll have uh, right here. You can show your trades, you can show how big they are, etc. Right? And so you can see these are our trades here. Really, really, really fucking sick ass trade. Honestly, this one, I save a lot of my trades. I save almost all of my trades. If it was just a scalp, I'm not gonna save it. This is one that's going in the books for sure. Even in the flush, we still closed 50, not 50, 20 cents over our average because I scaled up right here, small, but an amazing trade. But that was on your TOS Artist chart. I can see the chart. The small resistance lines open. Can you talk a little bit about why you do that? Are you talking about? Are you talking about these little green lines? This is actually a study that I have that I got from a friend, and basically every high that it makes for the first 30 minutes, it'll put like that green line, and we call that the orb. A lot of times in a hot market, you'll see these levels get very well respected. That's what that is. It's just a study that I have. It's not something that is like a indicator to buy or anything like that, but it's something that I have. And I can share these with, if you guys want these, dude, I can share these with you. I don't know. I have a couple. I have these, the volume shows the average volume for the last, I think it's 5 days. Overall volume, and then we have the 90% and the 120. So, yeah. If you guys want these, I can definitely share them. This, bro, we love you. We ignore the hate from a couple clowns. Man, I wouldn't even call them clowns, bro, because let me tell you something, right? All these people that are hating on me, they don't even fucking know me. Like, they've never talked to me, right? Like they probably hopped in voice one time and were like, "Oh man, he's attacking our play." That, you know, it's like it's not like that, bro. We're in the fucking market, okay? Like I don't know what people think. It's just crazy, right? It's just crazy. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I mean, if I was getting long on a play and then Nathan McCall came and shorted my shit, I'd be a little bit salty. But it's the market, baby. Like you can't get mad at me for playing the market. Like, what do you want me to bend over for you too? Like, fuck no, dude. Call the better. Bro, you'll never see someone doing better than me. Yeah, I mean, I think they are doing better than me. That's the sad part. But even the ones that are, like, there are really cool people that have been, you know, quite great. You know what I mean? Like, no hate or nothing like that. All right, so I'm not trying to get too off topic. I hope you guys understand kind of where I'm going with this as far as like using real levels to get long off of, right? We had this nice perfect trend line. You know, we had the upper trend line, which is basically a flat level because it's an ascending triangle, 440s. These are real levels. They're, like I said, real levels are levels that are getting respected. Real levels are like levels where there's very significant price action. Real levels are levels that stand out on a daily for you, right? So 200 SMA, 200 EMA, and then very, very extreme pivots or like very significant price action on these, right? Those are significant levels. You should be charting these levels on your chart, right? Like I should have high day marked right here, right? And as a long, you know, yeah, I marked levels like I marked pre-market high because we were above that level and maybe we could have got a dip to that level. But I'm not necessarily looking to break under that level if I'm long, right? Like when I'm long, I'm looking at resistance, right? Because I don't want the play to go down past daily levels. So like on the daily, I'm marking daily resistance, right? Um, you know, those are the levels that I want to break. If I'm going back on previous days, I'm looking at resistance because it doesn't make. Why would you mark support way the fuck down on your chart? Uh, like if you're trying to get long and it just doesn't make sense. You know, you want to mark the resistance because those are the levels you want to break through, right? Once you've broken through these levels, and they're not very far away, and you could see a healthy pullback coming back to that level, that's when I would still leave those on the chart, which is 440, right? That was a very significant level. We're not too far away from that level. And I knew that we were probably going to rest soon, right? Like, this ran for a very fucking long time. I was like, this is going to have some kind of pullback, right? This is going to need to rest at some point in time. I'm not just going to keep buying dips on this and hoping that it keeps going higher. Once we reach a certain point, there's just a point where I flip my bias and I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to be looking to like probably get short instead. Yeah, for sure, man. I see some people got to dip out. It's all love, bro. We're going to answer a few more questions here in a little bit and then probably cut it. Um, you know, I don't know. We might do some more of these throughout the week. I don't know yet, guys. I'm still feeling the whole Twitch thing out, man. There's a lot of plays that like I like to go over again. Check out what, bro, Bofo. Bro. There's a lot of plays throughout the week that we could go through, and some of them just kind of get drowned out as the days go on, right? Maybe we could start saving more charts. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't prepare these streams at all. A lot of these are off the top. Everything I'm saying is completely genuine, just off the top. I don't plan a lot of these ahead. Um, but it's something that definitely we can start doing in the future. I'm just trying to help you guys. So if there's anything that you guys would like to be talked about, if there's anything that could be different, if there's any way you can see that I could improve this educational process, like reach out to me. Not here, but on Discord. Um, don't reach out to me on Twitter. Guys, if you're from fucking Twitter, stop messaging me on Twitter. I don't look at Twitter messages, okay? Like, message me on Discord if you want to get a reply, alright? But man, that was Arnaz, right? And that's pretty much what I got as far as entries and exits. There's a lot of different strategies, guys. There's a lot of different ways to play. There, you got your sympathy plays, which we haven't seen a lot of lately. There's different ways to play those, right? You have 1 minute flags, 5 minute flags. You have like dips to previous areas of resistance, which would be, you know, RNAS at 440. You got dips to pivots. You got so many different ways to play, and you know, it's just being able to judge what's worth playing and and what's not. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, dude, I'll be honest. Like I thought it had only been like 5 minutes too. But seriously, man, it comes with time. But one of the most important things, guys, is just making sure you're not getting in like don't look for these backs like look, man, we had a really fucking good move. So, you know, we were keeping it real tight right here because this could have just done what we've seen a lot of plays do and just completely fade off, right? So we had already got a good banger on it. We kept smaller size on this trade, and we got another banger. That's cool, right? But if you guys don't like let it breathe, man. If you guys are gonna be looking for a dip, give it some room. Like 440 was some pretty good room from 528. You know what I mean? And make sure that the volume is sticking around. Don't get stuck in a play that everybody has ran away from. Okay, like I mean, generally I don't even like to play things on a VWAP, to be honest. Like, um, you know, and if I didn't catch a dip and this would have broke out, I would have been looking for a dip after. I'm not gonna buy the breakout and FOMO into the play, right? I'll look for a dip thereafter. You know what I mean? Um, there's so many different ways that you guys can do it, and one of the most important things, you just need to learn how to lower that risk, right? And there's a lot of different strategies that you can do around your position as far as averaging in and out of trades. Um, for you that we can talk about some more in the future as we keep doing these, uh, for you to just become better, you know. But I want to make sure I say that, like, definitely, you know, try and stay away from the backside. You need to understand that in this area, the edge was not long, okay? Like, in this micro tints, like, the edge was short, right? We had this nice double top here. We had some fails here. Like, the edge was short, okay? Once you see that there might be, like, the overall edge is long, you know what I mean? But in this micro tints right here, the edge was short. Don't get chopped up in this area trying to go for dips off of literally nothing, right? Just wait for it to come to a real level. Give it some fucking room to breathe if you can't play both sides. Or play both sides, okay? It's okay to wait for a stock to prove to you that it actually is going to fucking do something, and then wait for an entry. It doesn't, like, you know, Ader, was it Ader yesterday that I was giving an example? This is a really good example of something that was just kind of dicking around all fucking day, and then boom, guess what? We got some fucking volume. It's showing me, hey, this might want to do something, and then you can look to get in on this 1 minute flag, and scalp it, or you can look and see if it'll have a healthy pullback to this pivot, these two pivots here, right? This level here around 15, 17, 15, 20s, and get long, right? It's okay to let a stock prove to you that it's gonna do something before you get in. You know, there is a difference between predicting a move up in a stock that's already showing you that it wants to move up, and trying to predict a move on a stock that's literally not doing a fucking thing. Okay, you will get chopped up. All right, and that's what I got right now, guys. You know, there's a lot of more things that we could go into as far as like knowing when to add to a position and not. Just a lot of like real detailed strategy kind of things that it looks like we might not have time for today. But I'll leave you with, don't add to a losing position. If you're going for an add strategy instead of just like a add once on whatever particular play, you need to have an idea of where you're gonna start adding, where you're gonna stop adding, and what's your risk. Okay. Where did you learn from? I learned from a handful of many people, um, and a handful of like many books and videos and stuff like that. And I put all the information together and kind of just, I don't know, man. Things just started clicking. I just kind of did my own thing, you know. A lot of the information that I do have, a lot of the thought process that I do have, is my own. But I learned a lot from many traders, man. Many traders. Can you go over your hotkeys and what they do? Thanks in advance. We Pretty much just buy bid, buy ask in different increments, and sell bid, sell ask in different percents. That's literally what my hotkeys do. I have a cancel order hotkey, and same thing for short. Where did you learn from mentorship? Okay, Thiz, you nice. Okay, not. I don't know what that means. Can you? Anyway, you can record these for the ones that can't. Oh, bro, these are being recorded, man. You can come back and you can watch them. They're gonna be here, okay? If you can't watch the whole thing, I was telling people like if you can't stay and you gotta dip out, you can always come back and watch it. A lot of what we talked about that's important is gonna be, in the beginning of this video. So usually this last 15 minutes that we're going into now, I just started to try to answer questions. I feel like last time I didn't engage with chat as much, so I try to do that more today. But I know that me doing that can really sidetrack me and take me away from the subject matter that I'm trying to touch on. So if that happened today, guys, I'm sorry. We're getting better at it, alright? How could a normal dude learn from many traders? Should you reach out to them, or should you look around, or, or you just look to be around them at some point? Sometimes you feel stuck. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You have to be nosy, bro. I said this all the time, but it's like you need to find out what kind of trader you are, and then you need to like kind of just look around and see what traders are trading like you want to be trading, and talk to them, bro. Look, I have a lot of people that message me that are like, "Hey, I'm too nervous to message Fappy, or I'm too nervous to message Bob." Look, these are regular fucking people, okay? Like I'm a regular fucking I'm a person, all right? Don't put me on a pedestal. Message me, okay? Don't put them on a pedestal. Message them. Reach out to these fucking people, all right? Create the YouTube video playlist when you get for time. Thank you for reminding me about that. I know I told you guys. I'll put the video. I'll put it out tonight. All right. You guys have my word. I'll put it out tonight. All right. I'm a man of my word. All right. I'll put it out tonight. I promise you guys. I don't have an education channel. I'll put it in Fappy's. All right. I'll put it in Fappy's EDU channel. Now, where's the entry? That is the question. Where is the entry on? See, look at these people, man. These people come in all late and they think I'm full of shit. Eat my ass. See that? Bam. 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 Suck it. We nailed that shit. Ain't no cap in my rap. What was your biggest hurdle in trading and how'd you get past it? My biggest hurdle was definitely the emotions. My biggest hurdle was definitely the emotions, and to be honest with you, it was something that I just, man, the only way for a lot of shit in trading, man, the only way is through, and you're just gonna have to push yourself through. And um, if it's discipline, then focus on discipline in every aspect of your life, right? Whether it's no fap or taking cold showers or going for that run every night, shit like that. You know what I mean? For me, it was like being scared to take entries even though I knew they were there, and it's not easy. The answer is easy. It's just, man, sometimes you just have to fucking do it. and find ways to do it, maybe with smaller size, you know what I mean, or something like that. But man, a lot of the things in trading is just time. You know, you got just gotta push through it. And that for me, that was one of the biggest things was just the emotional, the psychological shit, you know, in your head, especially since I like quit my job and fucking shit like that. Can you briefly explain locates and how they can be useful? Locates is pretty much when you locate shares to borrow so that you can short a stock, and so it's useful because it allows you to short a stock that you wouldn't be able to short unless you located. You're a wizard. I'm a wizard, bro. I sometimes love the info, Thiz. Your laugh is classic. Appreciate it. Thanks for liking my laugh. Like I want to be the dude that can be you. You want to be the dude that can massage me? I mean, I prefer like a woman, but I mean, I go for a massage. I need to talk to a guy on like an everyday basis. Bro, you guys can talk to me. You know, I got a lot of people that message me now. I get back to everybody. Every single one. There's 200 people in here. Okay? If I needed to, I would message every single one of you back at night. I fucking swear. By the way, I love what you do. This happy as fuck they answer my. Bro, I got you guys, man. For real. If there's somebody that I haven't answered, like if you ask me a question and for some reason I miss your question, message me again. If you're not annoying me or nothing like that, I'll get back to you, okay? Bunch of questions there. How much time we got? All right, we got 12 minutes. I'm trying to thumb through the check here. I'm trying to get through them. All right. What do you say when people ask you what to do? People snicker at me when I say I day trade. Uh, Dude, when people ask me what I do, I just tell them I'm a financial advisor. I'm just financially advising myself. You know what I mean? Fabi says he's a dentist. That's fine. I don't like telling people necessarily what I do. Like, man, if I like, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, I've been at the gas station and just like seen some people that I really genuinely wanted to help, and I've told them like, hey, go follow me or something. Like, let me help you. You know what I mean? But for the most part, man, I'm in the hood, so I don't really like telling people what to do. But hey, man, I'm a financial advisor because I'm not trying to have everybody like, hey, what should I put my money in? Or hey, I'll give you money. Like it's gonna benefit me. Like I'll give you money if you make more money from it. It's like, come on, bro. I've noticed the channel review my trading is great, but something you need to talk to. Hence why I asked. Yeah, actually, guys, this is something that we talked about in after hours chat. I think sometime this week where I was saying that I feel like it would be pretty cool to put something together where members share. It'll be a safe place. Nobody will get made fun of. Nobody will be like, we're not gonna be like, damn man, that fucking trade sucked. We're not gonna do that. But I think it'd be cool to have members come in and share their trades so that they can get some solid constructive criticism from um, traders who know what the fuck they're doing. So me, Fappy, Bob, many other people that we could pull in, Herv, Mikey, etc., Zen, etc. I don't want to not mention someone and them get pissed off. Bring in good traders to look at them and be like, hey, we could do this different. You know what I mean? Or maybe you should have waited for this. But it's hindsight's always 2020, so things can be pretty easy to see afterwards. Duh. Um, but that's why you hear me when we walk through these trades. I will always have multiple scenarios of things that could happen, right? So all of you that are here with me in stream, that are here with me in voice, know that I say, hey, this could happen or this could happen, and if this happens, I'll do this, or if this happens, I'll do this, right? There's a plan for either way that it goes, pretty much, right? How long before you were consistent? A lot of people don't believe me, but I was never not consistent. There was like a couple of months where I like just didn't really make any money, but I never really lost money. Um, I actually have my notebook over here from when I first started, and it wasn't a lot of money. It was like $100, $50, $100. But I was DJing scalping, so when I got away from that, I had a few more red days. But I mean, I've always been pretty good at what I do. But I studied a long time before I started. I never paper traded, but I studied for quite a long time before I mean months. We're talking like 6, 7 months of just nothing but screen time and studying before I actually started getting into it. I think I'm so happy because the plays are so choppy. It's hard to wait. Dude, man, we are seeing some. Arnaz was a breath of fresh air, man. The plays lately have been really shitty, and that's in my opinion. We've seen a lot of these zombie moves, which people like Deb are killing it on, but me personally, it's just not what I enjoy, right? So this was a breath of fresh air because this is something that I would play this time and time again and bank. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell people why I've been on the short side is because we're seeing these moves, but on the short side, right? Those nice organic moves. Were you born that handsome? Nah. All right, my headset turned off. Can you guys hear me? No, I didn't get handsome until I got my tattoos. I would not fill out fat pee in my mouth ever. I wouldn't either. I don't roll that way. What's your ideal favorite entry on a chart or play? Man, that's a very vague question. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just depends on the setup, but I like buying dips or shorting pops. I like being nice and real close to the level of risk. How do you know if the ticker have filled offers before they dump it? Um, how do you know if the ticker have filled offers before they dump it? I'm trying to figure out how to comprehend that. I mean, I think that a stock is always filling offers. If you're trying to ask like how would I know that they're gonna dump a stock before they dump it, um, I'll be honest, it's kind of an intuition thing. And a lot of times, I mean, I didn't like. Yeah, we definitely could have seen it happen with it consolidating up here in this area that it previously failed from. But like, you know, sometimes it just happens. You don't really see it. You see it coming. A lot of times I do see it coming. I've shared a lot of charts in chat where I've dodged bullets, and it's just something on a level two, like an intuition thing. An easy case scenario would be like if you had a massive bid and that massive bid was getting sold into, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? But it's not always like that, and sometimes you just see some really choppy action on a level two. Maybe somebody's walking a huge ass down or something like that. Just really depends. You're gonna hear a lot of that. Like the market is just so much. It depends, shit, and that's why it's so important to get screen time is because a lot of these situations are gonna be so different. Uh, but once you've been in so many different situations, it's gonna be a lot easier to notice these things, right? Thiz was legit, never not consistent. Witness. I saw some people leave whenever I said that. They're like, "Man, this guy's full of shit." They just took off. But I'm not. I promise. Like I don't even like saying it. Like I just wasn't making really great money until I want to say December last year. That's when I started making pretty good money, right? Have you looked at the edu folder that Fappy has in Discord? A lot of info in, hard to find a place to start. Yeah, actually, I don't know if I should stay in the stream. Good place to look is Fappy's edu. There's some stuff in there that you can definitely help. This video playlist I'm gonna post tonight in Fappy's edu channel should help out a little bit. But there is a lot of stuff in these videos that talk about playing breakouts. I'm very against playing breakouts most of the time unless you're scalping them. If you're buying breakouts, be ready to scalp. Dips are for the account builder moves in my opinion, right? What's the best resource to get into shorting the terms, HTB programs, locate, maintenance fee, locate, etc. The logistics seem more daunting than actually doing it. Yeah, there is definitely a lot more information as far as going long than there is going short. I feel like as far as shorting, I taught myself a lot of it on my own, just using Google and like etc. But there are a lot of good people that you can follow on Twitter. Shameless tags right now would be the short sniper. Nathan McCod obviously is an amazing player, both sides, great short. I've learned so much from the dude, right? But a lot of it was for me was self-taught. As far as learning the terms, Investopedia, stuff like that, you can have pretty much every term that you're gonna need to know. Dude, just Tracy had to be successful. Yeah, I did have to be successful, man. There's no other way out. It's in the corner for sure. Any advice about finding a tax advisor for day trading? I'll be honest, my tax advisor doesn't even live in my state, bro. Like my CPA was recommended to me by a really good friend, and so I can't help you there because he's already taken on so many of us. I don't think he's taking on anymore. Um, when you see a big flash, gotta bounce. Peace out, everybody that's leaving. I love you guys, man. I just want to say before you go, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. We're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. I gotta put my P&L. I always show you guys where I'm at for the month, so I will pull that up and we'll do that. I'll show you guys where I'm at for the month, how much I have made this month. Um, I'm not doing this to brag. To be honest with you, I've made a lot more money in the past on some months, but I'm pretty happy with it. We're doing better than August, and I'm on a way smaller account now, so I am happy about it, right? And to be honest with you, it's like half of what my old salary used to be. So, but charting was a lot of moving averages, indicators. I'm learning this. Just dude, yep. I mean, dude, sometimes you really have to wipe your like whatever you've learned to clean and kind of just start over in a way, or just take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? And find what works for you. There's a lot of people that use fib retracements and shit like that, but this is about as dirty as my chart is gonna get right here. And in my opinion, this isn't too bad, right? But like I said, you know, the charts that I actually have my orders on, they look very clean, right? I just have VWAP, so. Um, and I'm glad. I'm actually. It's nice to have the other chart because, like I said, if I don't see something on this chart because there's too much going on, I'll see it on this one up here. Yeah, guys. If I've seen some questions, I might have went over some. You guys just have to go back in the video and watch it. What was your full-time job before becoming a full-time J trader? I was doing some. I was doing some things I shouldn't have been doing, and then after that, I worked in a. I was a heavy machine operator. Well, I was doing something that I should have been doing. What's your usual share size? It just depends on the setup. If I see a setup that I'm very, very confident in, I'll go 5K, 10K. Um, you know, but mostly ride with 5 or something like that. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, just depends. It's so confusing when I see that. Like, if we start seeing these sympathy plays come back around, you're gonna see me slapping some fucking size. I'll tell you that right now. I see big bidders and I don't know, removing a crowd. You work it for it, man. No shame. Hey, man, I appreciate that for sure. I made a video on Real Ones the other day, and I don't know if anybody's watching this video now, but like, man, if you live in some kind of life out there on the street, bro, there's another way. And y'all can feel free to reach out to me. All right, let's put this P&L in really quick. Let me open it up. Open up my Cacaladora. Wasn't the biggest day. Great plays, but like I said, I haven't been playing long with much size, and I didn't get to play much short today. So we're up 1100 bucks, which brings us to. Let's come over here. We'll go over to September. So what did I say it was? 178.44. So we're up almost 23K for the month, and that's a great month, bro. I think that's all right. You know what I mean? It's a lot better than August was already. A lot less red days. There's still time. Maybe we'll get some super good setups for me to just absolutely slam size on. I've been kind of chilling, bro. We just small size, coasting, making some money. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. That's a good month. You know, Mikey's up like almost 60 G's for the month, and you know, so I root for all my homies, bro. Like, if any of my friends are doing better than me, I don't care, bro. I'm happy for them. Because, let's be honest, like, we're blessed to even be here. This is the best job that you can fucking have, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't complaining by any means. Because I also know that when things change and we come up into a market that I extremely excel at, oh, man. They know. My homies know. The small account's going to be 500K really, really quick. Putting up a large building. Thank you guys for helping each other in chat. That's nice. Awesome meeting you. Thank you. Hey man, much love. About what I make as a full-time senior software engineer. I feel you, bro. That's 1 month. That's half of my old salary, bro. I didn't make a lot of money in the past. I made like 38K after taxes, and I was living pretty much paycheck to paycheck. So, all right, guys. That's it. It's 4:30. We went over some things. We went over some entries, some exit ideas on RNAS. We can touch more on this in the future whenever we get some you know, some more ideas. I'll start saving pictures of these plays and really going over them. I'll be honest, I have all my pictures, like I just haven't like filed them in my like my file of, you know, shit. So I got to do that, and then we can go over some of those on this next stream that we got going on. Guys, I mean it. If there's anything you guys really want to learn about, or if there's anything that you guys think I could do better, or you want to see from me, maybe you want more streams, I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is, man, reach out. If you have any questions, reach out. I don't think I'm private on Discord because I get all these stupid ass spam messages. So if I can get those, I can get messages from you guys too, alright? I'll see all the homies on the games tonight. I'm glad you guys are enjoying voice. I'm glad that you guys are learning. I want you guys to be learning. That's why I go through these with you every day in voice. That's why I'm doing these streams for you. You guys asked for this, so I'm here. So when you guys tell me you want something or want something could be done different, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. I'm a man of the people. I'm trying to serve y'all. I'm trying to help y'all change your fucking lives. We're making money together. Don't get better than that, bro. It really don't. Not for me. Shit. I'm having a good ass time, bro. I'm having fun doing this. I genuinely love you guys, bro. And we have one of the best communities, in my opinion, that I've seen anywhere. You know what I mean? So, man, have a good day, y'all. Have a good dinner. You know what I'm saying? Get some rest. Tomorrow is Friday, right? Tomorrow's Friday? Tomorrow's Friday, bro. Let's finish strong, bro. We're gonna finish the week strong. We're gonna catch 1-2 bangers. We're gonna slap them bitches out. We're gonna make some money. We're gonna finish the week strong, all right? I love you guys, man. Have a good day. I'm gonna try and figure out how to close this stream now, so bear with me, cause I got like a million fucking windows open right now. All right, bye, guys.